Hello world! Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm a little excited today because you know what? We're talking about one of my favorite topics, people. And if you haven't been paying attention, we're talking about sex today. And specifically, we're talking about sex on the first date. What does that mean? What does that mean when a girl gives it up on the first date? Depending on how you're raised and the environment around you, we all look at sex differently. For some people, sex is a way of connecting, of being deeply involved, intimately involved with another person. To others, sex is just a way of release, of just relaxing and laying back and taking it easy. To other people, again, they gotta have it every day. It's an addiction. If they can't have it, they feel a little bit off. And others, it's also a way to accept love, to feel as if they're being loved and they're being wanted by somebody in their lives. And most times when you're going to date, it's because you're actually sexually interested in the person you're going on a date with. So these sexual desires happen to be there. They are natural. That's the way we are hardwired as human beings. Sex is one of those needs that we have. And we all have that want to connect and feel loved and being wanted by somebody else in a sexual way. It's not unnatural when we go on dates and sometimes people think about getting some. So let me address that a little bit. Whenever you go on a date, it should never be with an objective of getting some. However, if it does happen, don't be surprised. The only reason why I'm saying that is when you go on a date with an objective in your mind that it has to lead to sex, and if by any chance that date does not lead to actual sex, it might feel a little bit disappointing. It might feel like you haven't achieved the objective you're going after. But if you go on a date to get to know the person you're going to see, to see like, who is this person really? What are they made of? What are their passions? Is this somebody that I can see myself with? It could be for a short period of time, or if you're going to end up dating this person for years and years or marrying them. So the first date should always be about getting to know the other person. As I said earlier, if it does lead to sex, don't be caught surprised. And in my experience of dating and seeing other people date and them telling me their experiences, I've had times where guys will come up to me and say, hey, I went on a date with this girl. She's fucking drop dead gorgeous. She's beautiful. But guess what? She gave it up on the first night. Really. So, and most times what I'll say to such people is, guess what? You gave it up on the first night too. So what does that say about you? It's not that when a date, the first date leads to sex, it doesn't mean that this particular woman, this particular girl is promiscuous or she's a whore or whatever society might want to label them. It just happens that we live in a world that we are conditioned that when a girl has sex with you on the first date, it's something that's not supposed to happen. That's a red flag. You should be worried about that, or you should have concerns. To me, that says a lot about the culture that we have grown up in, because at the end of the day, if you look at it, we are all a product of sex. The one thing that still baffles my mind till today is, why is it that we have these cultures, we have these religions, we have these taboos against the actual thing that we all originate from? Which can be very limiting and which can be very shaming, and it can put most people down, especially women who open up or who allow themselves to have that deep sexual connection, especially early on a date. So sex should not be something that should bring shame. Sex should always bring people together, connect people deeper in a very loving and caring and intimate way, as we know it can and is capable of. And sex is a source of so much pleasure, of so much satisfaction, that we should not just be limiting ourselves. We should not be limiting our experiences to guidelines where it has to be that you have gone on a date like 3-4 times with this girl and then she opens up with you sexually. When a girl has sex with you on the first date, it just means that she's sexually secure enough. She's confident enough. She feels secure in a way that she can allow you, she can be vulnerable when she's with you and open up to you in a very deep and intimate way. It is well known that women take time to open up sexually to men, so sometimes it might take longer because they don't trust you, because they don't want the burden the shaming that happens when a girl actually opens up her sexuality on a first date to a person she's just met. And it might happen that she's feeling in a very deep way about this person. But the way that the society has conditioned us and the way that we think is normal, especially when it comes to women and sex, is they have to restrict their sexuality. They have to hold back. And that their value apparently is heightened when they play hard to get, when they don't open up sexually to a man until a certain period of time. So this, to be honest with you, is bullshit. This view of waiting and suppressing your sexual desires, to me, as a very sexual human being, is very limiting. And I like exploring my feelings and my sexuality. And there is no way that we should put a label, we should put a standard that you have to wait a certain period of time, or a girl has to wait a certain period of time before she allows herself to have sex with you. So if at all it happens that she's had sex with you on the first date, pat yourself on the back. Good job at allowing yourself connecting and allowing yourself to make her feel safe and secure and confident enough in herself to want to connect with you in a very deep way. And thank you very much for watching to the end. My name is Evans. This has been Abundant Relationships, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye-bye. Oh, wait. I'm not done. If you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and do so. And if you feel by any chance that what I have going on in this channel adds value in your life, please leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know what other topics you want me to talk about. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.